20 minutes roughly between there. So feel free, get your mat ready, and let's begin. So if you haven't been doing yoga or just beginning, this would be the video for you. Okay, so come into the asana. Take a deep breath in. And just take a moment to connect to your breath. Shoulders draw down and away from your neck, from your ears. Feel a nice pin pulling you up to the sky. And stand on all fours of your feet. Relax your shoulders, draw them down. Go ahead and take some nice shoulder shrugs here. You can keep your eyes closed. Maybe to the left or to the right, or one, and then the other one. Draw left, and then draw to the right. Go ahead and take some neck rolls all the way around, nice big circles. To the left, nice and slow, to the right. Draw your head all the way back. Let your pelvis come a little further. And see if you can draw it all the way back. Interlace your hands behind your back. And then slowly fall forward. Exhale. And draw them away from you. Sink your hips. Bend your knees. And see what that feels like. Take a deep breath in. Slowly interlace your hands. And all come up, all the way up. Inhale. Draw your hands into prayer. Look up at the sky and draw your head all the way back, taking that nice arch. Draw your knees all the way down. Open up your arms, come into a nice powerful pose. Engage your glutes, tummy tucks to spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Go ahead and come back all the way down to your forward fold. Half flat back. Go ahead and draw your left foot all the way back. Come into a nice high lunge. Draw your knee all the way down. And take a nice side twist to the right. Inhale. Tuck your toe. Go ahead and draw your hand all the way forward. Send your right foot towards you. Come all the way down. And then draw it all the way back on your inhale. Go ahead and try that 2 more times. So inhale, draw it towards you. Come up onto your fingertips. And then exhale, slowly release, come forward. Bring your heart open. 1 more time. Inhale. And go ahead and draw your left knee all the way up. And draw your right foot back. And then draw your knees all the way down. Taking a nice child's pose. Exhale. Maybe walk your hands a little further away from you. Take a moment to connect with your breath. Notice any sensations in your hips. And draw yourself all the way up. Come into a nice cat-cow here. Fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes behind you. And then send your belly to the mat. Lift your heart. And draw your head all the way back. Stick your tailbone out, up to the sky. As your belly drops all the way down. Square your hips and then Go ahead and round, chin to chest. And then exhale, release it all the way back out. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Go ahead and send yourself into a nice plank. So draw your knees all the way up. Come into a nice plank. Engage the core. Tummy tucks to the spine. Just shift your weight a little forward and exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, press all the way back. Come into a nice downward facing dog. Exhale. Realign your hands and your feet. Keep them square hip width distance. Draw your head and look behind the back of your legs. Maybe sink your tailbone up to the sky as far as you can and walk your hands a little forward. Let your head be heavy. Come onto your fingertips. Draw yourself all the way back down, all the way to your belly, nice and slow. Press your feet on the mat, open up your heart, mini cobra. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep your pelvis on the mat, just your chest comes up. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. And then come all the way up. Lift your thighs off the mat, upward facing dog. Send your heart all the way up to the sky. Let your shine of your heart open. Go ahead and exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift your heels off the mat. Shift your weight forward and exhale all the way back. One more time. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale all the way back. Maybe walk your dog out. Go ahead and plant your left foot. High lunge, opposite side. Draw your knee all the way down and then come up to the left, taking that nice side twist. Look at the palm of your hand. And then slowly release. Exhale. Draw your knee towards you, or your foot towards you. You can keep your toe tucked behind you. And come all the way down. Exhale. Maybe sit up nice and tall. Draw your foot towards you, up and over your pelvis. Get a nice, deep, juicy stretch. Maybe you want to hold the back of your foot. Go ahead and walk that forward. Sink deep into that hip as your knees on the mat. Untuck your toes, press it down to the mat, and then slowly draw your left leg all the way towards you. Inhale as you come up. Draw your right leg up, and then come into pyramid. Let your head fall over your knee. Go ahead and inhale. Draw your knee all the way down. Send your left foot back behind you, taking that child's pose. Exhale, nice and slow. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale to downward facing dog, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. Maybe move your hips from side to side. Go ahead and plant your right foot between your hands. Drop your knee. And then draw your right foot towards you. Inhale as you come up. Come into pyramid. As you inhale, exhale. Maybe sit. Lift up your chest. Go ahead and draw your right knee. Sink into that right hip. Let your left hip fall all the way down. And go ahead and draw your right foot all the way back behind you. Come into a nice wide-legged child's pose. Exhale. Let your heart melt to the mat. And then slowly come up into hero pose. Take a nice twist. Come onto your right. Push your hand away and look over your left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. And then go ahead and draw your hands all the way up. Inhale. Come up onto your knees. Exhale. Fall forward. Interlace your hands behind your back. Slowly come up as you inhale. Draw your arms up to the sky. Take that nice arch in your back. And go ahead and release. Squeeze your shoulder blades into cactus. And then push that energy out. Draw that energy up from your hands, out from your heart. And then go ahead and sit all the way down, taking your opposite twist. Plant your hand behind you, push your leg away with your hand, and look over your right shoulder. Go ahead and release that. Inhale your arms all the way up. Plant your hands nice behind you and let your head just fall heavy here. Maybe move your hips from side to side. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Go ahead and inhale your arms all the way up. And then come all the way up to your knees. Draw your hands, square your hips here. Tuck your toes. And then melt into a nice puppy position. Let your heart melt to the mat like you're a little puppy. Open up your hips nice and wide. Draw your head down to the mat. Maybe walk your hands a little further away. And slowly draw your body all the way back down to the mat. Come into Sphinx pose. And then in upward facing dog. Exhale. Brush your toenails on the mat. Nice and gentle. Go ahead and move your hips from one side to the right side. Nice and slow. Be gentle with yourself. Go ahead and come back into your tabletop and move your hips all the way to the right. Take nice big circles. Get your fingers nice and wide and take your elbows all the way, pointing away and out. And take some nice big circles as far as you want. This is your practice, so whatever works for you. And maybe circle all the way back to the left. Feel the fire in the belly in your breath, circulating all that oxygen in your cerebral fluid in your spine, creating more oxygen. Go ahead and come back up to your downward facing dog. Exhale. If you need to come onto your elbows, you can. Lift up your fingers here in your downward facing dog. And then see if you can walk yourself all the way up to the front of your mat. Draw your head all the way down, forward fold. Exhale. And sink your hips for chair. Inhale. Sink a little deeper. Come into prayer. Inhale as you rise. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to take a little side bend to the right and to the left. So come up to your top of your mat. Go ahead and draw your, I'm going to show you this direction. Go ahead and draw your, you're going to take your right knee and draw it all the way down, okay? And then you're going to take your right foot. So these are a nice side bends. So place your hand and then go ahead and reach up to the sky and look up at your palm of your hand here. Toe is tucked in the back. Inhale. So your knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Inhale your arms up. And then go ahead and send that weight just a little further and all the way back. Straighten out your right leg. And then bend it nice and slow. Keep your hips squared in this direction. So send that weight forward and then come all the way back. And then draw your weight forward. And then go ahead and release that. Inhale your arms all the way up. Look at the prayer. Come to the third eye, to your heart. And then go ahead and release your hand down to the ground, opposite, looking up at the palm of your hand. And then see if you can straighten out your right foot. Go ahead and release that. Slowly come all the way back down on your mat. Go ahead and send your right foot all the way. See if you could tap it on one side. Tap it to the left as you inhale. Go ahead and tap it to the right. And see if you could draw your elbow to your right knee. And release that. Opposite side. Draw your left arm and then elbow to your knee. And release that. Send your right leg all the way to your elbow and release that. One more time on the other side. Elbow to knee. So find your balance. If you need to keep your toe tucked, you can. Lift it as high as you can with your elbow. Find that energy. And go ahead and draw yourself up into an upward facing dog, nice and slow. Exhale. Inhale. Curve your spine for cat and cow. Exhale. We're going to shoot for the opposite side. So draw your right leg in between your hands. And then you're going to go ahead and, I'm going to show you on the other side. So go ahead and take your, if you're on the right side, so take your left foot. So this would be the way. So then come up in your T square. So we're doing the opposite of T. Go ahead and send your right arm on down the mat. So your foot's at a 90-degree angle, opposite side. Don't want to confuse you on one camera view. Look up at the palm of your hand here. Square your hips, so modified warrior. And then go ahead and send your left arm all the way and look at the palm of your hand. Go ahead and draw your right hand all the way down. Pivot your right foot all the way back. Draw your right knee up. Come into a nice wide-legged forward fold. Toes come together so you don't want to hurt your lower back. And come into a flat back on your wide-legged. Maybe walk to the right side. And walk your hands all the way to the left. Go ahead and come into Skadasana. So come to the right and then come to the left. You want to come just halfway. Just find a little motion in your right side and your legs. And then slowly come up into a nice goddess pose. Drop your hips. Take some little pulses here as you inhale and exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Nice big star. And slowly exhale, goddess. Inhale, draw the energy all the way up. Exhale, fall forward, wide-legged forward fold. Draw your head all the way down to the mat. Maybe walk your feet out a little further. You can hold your ankles. Readjust your clothing. And walk your hands all the way forward into a flat back. Come onto your fingertips. And go ahead and take your right foot. Swivel yourself back into your high lunge. Draw your knee all the way down. And go ahead and send yourself onto your back here. Nice and slow. Draw your knees together, chin to chest. Massage your lower back. And then go ahead and windshield wiper it out. Maybe from the right. So your sacral, press on the palms on the floor. Send that weight all the way to the right. And all the way to the left. Hug your knees. And then slowly draw nice big circles as you massage. And then come into a nice happy baby. Send your left knee all the way down to the mat. Shoot your right foot out like a bow and arrow. As you exhale, release. Inhale, knee to the opposite side to the mat. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Shoot that energy out. Maybe you need to hold on to your ankle. Go ahead and draw your legs together. Keep your toes flexed. And just give yourself a nice little tug forward. So be gentle. Go ahead and draw your legs together. Shoot your legs all the way and bicycle it out. Extend your feet, engage your legs, your core. Lengthen your legs, tummy to spine. Maybe go nice and wide all the way up, all the way down. And then go ahead and release that. Open up your legs and then draw them together. Exhale, draw them all the way back down. Take your hands over your head. Take a nice big inhale. Stretch it out. Maybe come to the right side and come to the left. Go ahead and see if you can hug your left leg. Give it a nice squeeze. And maybe do some nice circles with your left leg here. Open up that left hip. Go ahead and release that. Exhale, draw your right leg towards you, and then give yourself some big circles on the right, from side to side. Go ahead and send your legs back to hug, and then come into Shavasana. You can draw your hands over your head, take that nice deep stretch. Maybe you want to take your right arm, give your arm a nice little hook to the right, and then other arm to the left. And just take that moment. If you need to stay in the poses longer, feel free. Go ahead and open your legs up into Supakhanasana, heels to heel. Close your eyes. Maybe place your hands on your chest or your belly. And just take that moment to come back to your center. The feelings of senses around you, the smells. Just let everything go. Soften your jaw. Feel your back heavy on the mat. Just take that moment to find that inner love and stillness that we all carry. And thank yourself for coming in to practice. So, go back to maybe how you feel. Maybe your breath has changed. And take that last minute to connect. Let all the fears, anything that's been disturbing you, just let it go on the mat. Feel free to open up your legs. If you've been in Supakhanasana, let your calves be heavy. Let your head be heavy. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers. Slowly roll up onto your mat to your side. And then come into easy pose. So thanks so much, my friends, for joining me. Hopefully it was a gentler yoga. I usually am a little bit faster, but